We all remember the song, Here Comes Santa Claus. That's the way we felt in Panama this time as we arrived at the Tortilla Church building where all the gifts were. And we prepared to go out and hand out the Christmas gifts. What a joy it was. The excitement was in the air as we prepared. Sit back and enjoy this short video as you watch the children enjoy their gifts for this year. We began giving out teddy bears. What a fun time that was. Everybody wanted a teddy bear. This was at a kindergarten where we began handing out the backpacks. These schools were located west of Tortilla, and we arrived at 9 o'clock at the first school, and they were ready for us. We also had a lot of shoes. We put those out and just allowed them to pick the ones that they wanted. The new dresses we had plenty of. We allowed them to have some of 2 dresses because of the poverty in the area. One young lady got a very special Christmas gift in her backpack. Was she ever surprised when it lit up with a big heart on the teddy bear? The kindergarten was a lot of fun. What a great time it was. We then went on down to the port the next day, Port Tequima, and prepared to go to Sambu. The police were there with their 3 boats as we unloaded the bus and began loading the boats. Tragedy fell as some of our boxes fell into the water. However, Louis the Clown, a local policeman, jumped in the water, rescued everything, climbed out. We loaded our boats, and we headed out on down toward Sambu. We traveled across the Gulf for a few minutes, actually about an hour, and then went up the Sambu River. Get out, a lot of debris in the river. We then arrived at the port of Sambu. There was a lot of happy people here as we began unloading the boats, had a lot of help. They took us on down to the community center where we unloaded the Christmas gifts, and guess who arrived? Guess who waited? Was waiting as After Louis got through, we began handing out Christmas bags because there were so many children. There were about 475 children here. These children had never seen a clown. They had never had a wrapped Christmas gift, and they were curious as to what was in the bags. The local Embedon community even did a presentation dancing for us. We sure had a good time in the community of Sambu. We then head on back because we had another long day the next day. We arrived back in Sansón. The next morning we went to Santa Fe first, and arriving there about 9 a.m. with a house full of children. The police were ready. We were all ready to have a great time, as always. As always, Louis the Clown stole the show. What a fun time we had with these children. The police played such an active role in helping us this year. We depart here and head down toward the community of Metati. Everyone was ready for our arrival, including a very special guest. One of the oldest people in this church was there. We gave her a teddy bear. She had her picture taken with Louis the Clown, and we began handing out the Christmas gifts here. At 5 a.m. we were on the road headed for Yavisa. Arriving there, loading our boats very quickly, heading upriver to Peña with a very heavy police escort. We did not think we needed them, but they felt like this was something that needed to be done due to some problems they'd had earlier in the year. We had a great time anyway, and they worked very hard with us in giving out the Christmas gifts. We allowed the police, because they were trying to build their image in the area, and so they did most of the gift handing out at Peña Bihawal. Peña Bihawal is one of my favorite communities, and I always love going here. It's about an hour ride by boat to get to this community. There's a young man by the name of Peter. Peter's 10 years old, who was born with a defect in his foot. We have made arrangements in Panama City to hopefully have Peter looked at and possibly receive an operation for this problem that he has had all of his life. On Saturday morning, we arrived at the community of Panita, located somewhat south of Sansón. Small community back on the river, the Chuquinaki River. It's a small Embedon community of about 42 families. We set up in the school. They have about 20 students in this school, and began preparing to give out the Christmas gifts, as well as all the children got a couple of outfits apiece, including the boys. We then depart here and return to Sansón. This makes the 16th year we've had the privilege of working at the Children's Hospital in Panama City. It's always a delight for all the staff and all of us. This year we were joined by Frank Abrigo, who is the police commander for the Center Front police. It was great to have him working with us this year at the hospital. It was a first for him. But I told the people in the hospital, the staff and the volunteers, that we wanted to take our time and with each child, that we did not want to rush through, but to give each child their moment. We found some children very, very sick. One young lady was on her way to the hospital, actually to surgery. She was in the hospital. And I took time to have a prayer with her before she entered into the operating room. But we did just go from bed to bed, went in the cancer unit, the burn unit, everywhere. The children were excited. Some were standing on their beds, jumping up and down. Some were very sick and were not able to, as you would imagine, be very excited. Also, we were joined by the U.S. Ambassador Jonathan Farrar, who has worked with us in times past, has visited with us at our clinic, and is very interested in what we're doing in Panama. Some of the children that were here was beside themselves. We had a clown who went with us. We also had Tinkerbell working with us this year. Some of the blankets that were used right then as we took them and put them over the children because they were so very cold. I asked them, were they cold? They said yes, they were. Every mother got a hygiene bag that was made especially for them. On Friday morning, we went to the Rehab Center for Disabled Children and spent several hours there distributing the Christmas gifts. The children are so special. One lady told me that these children are put here to teach us how to love. And I said, yes, ma'am, this is so true. And they were so precious as parents wanted them to sit in our lap. And I allowed them to do that. And we had a great, great time with them. Friday night, we completed Operation Christmas Joy 2014 by going to the Cancer Center for Children. All these children have some form of cancer and are being treated. They stay here at this center and go to their treatments at the hospital. What a time it was this year for Operation Christmas Joy. God bless all of you for making the Christmas gifts. Thank you so much for helping us and being part of this ministry. It helps so many children. It touches so many lives. And I am just fortunate to be able to travel to Panama and distribute the Christmas gifts. God bless all of you in 2015 as you strive to make next year much better.